Love, light, prosperity to each and every one of you. I hope all is well. Today is January 15th, 2026. Many blessings if you find yourself here with me today. I'm going to give it some time for people to join the stream. It's been a while since we've been on at this time. If you guys are on YouTube or Facebook, let me know if you guys can hear me, if the sound is clear. If you are on any other platform, definitely tap in and say hello. 411 in Hawaii. Aloha, Divine Collective family. Aloha to you, Hawaii. Peace and prosperity to you all, Divine Collective family. Thank you for those blessings. Can you hear me okay? Let me know if you can hear me okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Love, light, prosperity to each and every one of you joining wherever you are watching from. I'm going to give it some time for people to join the stream. I am currently live on YouTube, Facebook. I'm also live on Instagram and TikTok. Hello, Brenda. Bendición, Mama. Can you hear me okay? Let me know if you can hear me okay. Let me know if you can hear me okay. YouTube loud and clear. Okay, perfect. The last couple times I've been having trouble. The sound was very muffled on YouTube, so I'm glad that we were able to fix that. Let me move this over here. There we go. I hope all is well with each and every one of you. Okay, awesome. We're good on TikTok. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Instagram, we are clear. Hello, Feisty Barnacle. It's been a while. I hope all is well with you. I'm going to open up in prayer here in just a moment. But if you're here, welcome. Definitely tap in down below. Drop your name and zodiac so I can say hello. If you haven't yet subscribed to the tribe, make sure that you do. All right, we have an amazing Soul Tribe, Soul Family on YouTube. We also have a beautiful platform on TikTok and Instagram and also Facebook. So definitely go ahead and check it out. All right, my handle is unforgettable_EMZ. Okay. I may have to restart TikTok. I don't know. I'm going to give it a minute. Sometimes I have to restart. Yeah, I feel like I'm getting shadow banned. I'm going to go ahead and restart. I'll be right back. Because it's shadow banning the live. So those who are tuning in, just double back. Okay. Let's. Oh. All right, let's try this again. There we go. All right. I'm going to open up in prayer in just a moment. I've been working on my breath work. That's something that I've really put my energy towards and really working throughout the day is my breath work. I feel like breath work is very important in everything that we do. Sometimes we can lose sight, right? And just simple breathing. So we may go ahead and practice that in the beginning of the live, just to kind of clear out the energy, right, and be in a receiving energy. So I want to get back to doing some short meditative collectives before going into the collective energy. So we'll definitely incorporate that, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and do the call to prayer. All right. So we can go ahead and bless the energy. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Madam Divine. I'm an intuitive psychic medium. I'm also a Reiki practitioner. So I do work with energy healing. I'm also an intentional jewelry maker. So if that's something that interests you, waist beads, protection jewelry, bracelets, whatever the case may be, all right, you guys can definitely shop local with me. I do ship out as well. I'm also a dope ass poet. Okay, I put out a lot of good content. I've been on a daily journey. Just posting on TikTok is really the only platform that I've been posting on. But that's part of my journey, just, taking it one day at a time. And real quick before I go into prayer, yesterday in Charlotte, right, the monks were in the area and on the walk for peace. And it was something that I, talked about either to myself or to those around me, that, it was something that I was really interested in doing and seeing, because it just seems like such a intense movement, right? And although their messages are repetitive, right? Sometimes there doesn't need to be a change in what's being spoken, because sometimes what needs to be said needs to be repeated, right? For many people to follow. And, I definitely, the energy that was felt, right, by everybody just uniting and walking towards, and not idolizing, right? No one was idolizing these monks. I think everybody was just in admiration, right, for the type of energy and the type of speech that is being brought worldwide. And it was just something very beautiful to experience. Um, I get a little bit of emotional just thinking about it, because it was a powerful energy. The message was loud and clear, you know what I'm saying? And in a world where there's so much divide, there's just something about unity, right? Coming together, community, whoever it may be that you are uniting forces with, is just something so powerful in that message alone, right? So I'm so glad, and I'm so fortunate to have had the experience of witnessing that. And it's really simple. It's not, life really is simple, and monks live by that. They live by the simplicity in things. They don't do everything that all other religions do. And that's the beauty in having free will and wanting to experience what it is that you want to experience, right? A life of a monk is not um, something that modern day people would want to do, right? But it's resilience, it's power, and one thing that he kept repeating in his message was, mindfulness, practicing mindfulness. If you practice mindfulness 1 minute every hour, just imagine where you could be, right? Just practicing that mindfulness. And not just that, right? Thank you for the heart, me. Not just that, but he also mentioned about multitasking. And that's something that I like thrive on myself, right? On multitasking. But he was like, no, don't multitask. That's the worst thing that you could do, right? Because you're not allowing your mind to think thoroughly or clearly because you're doing so many things at once. And if you think about the world where we live in now, virtually, right, with VR, virtual world, virtual realms, it's true. Like you get lost in the actual reality of life, right? Sometimes life can be so hard. The reality of life can be so hard and difficult to like swallow and grasp, right? That some people just choose to not live it. Some people choose to live in a virtual reality where they can be whatever it is that they want to be. They can do whatever it is that they want to do. But the reality of it is that's it's not real. People are afraid to live in the real. So that was just I think that was my take, right? That was my take on the walk for peace. That's what I took from the message. There was a lot more that was said, right? Um and the amount of people that showed out is crazy how many people show out to these events. Um the amount of traffic, the amount of people with flowers and just wanting to expand everybody with their phones out, like if it was like a phenomenon or something. um and I feel like life would be this world would be in a better place if people did practice these mindful things, right? Practicing mindfulness, practicing breath work, practicing meditation, practicing affirmations. Like all of these things, right? It enhances your quality of life. Um, so I know that we are in 2026, and you guys know how I feel about the new year. The new year for me really is the spring equinox. But in the time being, you guys use this information and implement it into your day to day, however that may look like to you. Okay, however that may look like to you, use it in your day to day. Because I can solely guarantee that your life will elevate by just using these small little things to implement into your daily routine. So that's my spiel. Let's go ahead and clear out the energy. I'm gonna go ahead and do my call to prayer. I may have to restart TikTok one more time. Um, we'll do that in 14 minutes for call to prayer. I'm gonna go ahead and restart one more time, and then we'll be right back with the prayer. All right, let's go ahead. Padre nuestro que está en los cielos, santificado sea tu nombre. Venga tu reino, hágase tu voluntad en la tierra como en el cielo. Danos hoy nuestro pan de cada día. Perdona nuestra ofensa como también nosotros perdonamos a los que nos ofenden. No nos deje caer en la tentación, libéranos del mal. Amén. Ave María, Dios te salve María. Llena eres tu gracia. Jesus. I am messing this one up. Ave María, Dios te salve María. Llena eres de gracia, el Señor es contigo. Bendita tú eres entre todas las mujeres y bendito es el fruto de tu vientre Jesús. Santa María, Madre de Dios, ruega por nosotros pecadores, ahora y en la hora de nuestra muerte. Amén. Gloria al Padre, al Hijo, al Espíritu Santo, como era en el principio, ahora y siempre, por los siglos de los siglos. Amén, amén, amén. God, above all, I give you thanks for this time, space, and energy that you are aligning me with this divine collective. I ask that you please remove my energy as I now tap into my highest frequency. And I tap into the divine frequency. I ask that you use me as the vessel to channel the messages from the ethers. I ask that you give me the strength and the courage to channel the messages for the divine collective, whatever the general message is for this collective spirit. I ask that you please align me with the correct energies wherever they may be, whether it is on TikTok, Facebook, whether it is on Instagram or YouTube, whether it's through the FYP, through a share. I ask that you please connect me with the energy that needs clarity, healing, truth. Those that I need to connect with, Spirit, please align us at this time. I call upon Archangel Michael for your divine protection. I ask that you shield me from my crown all the way down to my feet. I ask that you also extend that energy out to my collective wherever they may be watching. May you protect us from any negativity, any evil, anything spoken against us, anything trying to block or discourage or disrupt, Spirit. We block out that energy immediately. We call on breakthrough, clarity, and healing. I call upon the Ascended Masters for the Akashic Records to bring in divine truth, clarity, and wisdom for this collective. Whoever I need to connect with, Spirit, align us at this time. I call upon my divine angels of white light that stand with me, that watch over me, that heal me, that want to bring the collective up to connect with me. I call upon divine light source, divine light energy. I call on the compassion and love that comes from the Most High. I call upon my santos, my eguns, my muertos, la gitana que me acompañan, los indios que me rodean, my son 3, my grandmother Emilia, my best friend Sierra. As we now tap into the divine frequency of the collective, I ask God that you please bless each and every viewer that comes across this live. I ask that you bless our families, our loved ones, as we continue on our journey. We thank you for the efforts being made to bring peace to be restored into our collective. We give thanks and gratitude for another day. We bless this live. Ashe, 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 Morebi. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Divine, Most High. We're going to tap into the collective, wherever you may be watching from, okay? We've been having some issues on TikTok here lately, but that's okay because at the end of the day, I'm connecting with who I need to connect with, okay? So if you're here, welcome. My name is Madam Divine. I am an intuitive psychic medium. I do have the gifts to channel messages from loved ones who have crossed over. If that's ever something that you would like to tap in with, you guys can always connect with me on Instagram or TikTok. You guys just send me a message, okay? Many blessings. Thank you so much for being here, Green. I am also a Reiki practitioner, so I do help with distant healing. So if you're somebody that deals with trauma, if you are somebody that deals with, you know, different pains that you don't know how to maneuver, right? You're confused, like it doesn't seem like it's something that is like physical, right? Not every physical pain is physical, right? A lot of it is spiritual. So if that's something that you feel like you need to talk about, or you know what I'm saying, maybe just get some more information, you guys can definitely connect with me, okay? I am also a intentional jewelry maker, so if that's something that interests you, definitely connect with me, okay? I have a plethora of jewelry that I hand make. Okay, I set every intention. I put Reiki in my jewelry. I put crystal healing stones. My IG is linked in my bio. It's unforgettable underscore EMZ. That is my handle for all of my platforms. So definitely make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure you're following. All right. If you ever want to run this back, you guys can come to YouTube. That's where I post my collective energies. And we are growing. We're growing on this collective. So definitely connect with me on those platforms. Okay. I'm also a dope poet. All right. I speak on real life things. I'm very vulnerable with my collective. I love y'all. And despite what we go through as humans, we still show up. And I feel like I show up for y'all and y'all show up for me. It's just like a mutual thing. Hey Sandra, bendición. I'm really big on reciprocity. I'm really big on energy. So if you vibe with my tribe, you're more than welcome to follow. All right. You're more than welcome to follow my journey. You're more than welcome to tap in with me, in private. All of my information is linked in my Linktree. My phone number is linked there too if you guys would like to connect for private readings, all of that. All right. I've already done my call to prayer, and I see that it's working because it seems like the tribe is uniting and coming tenfold. So I love that. Many blessings to each and every one of you. If I haven't said hello, you guys can go ahead and drop your name and zodiac down below. If you've been here before, you already know what flower to put. And if this is your first time here, put a rose. All right. I want to make sure that everybody feels welcome. This is a safe space wherever you are watching from. Okay. I know we had somebody tap in from Hawaii earlier today. So I love that. I love connecting with all people wherever you are from. So if you are here, welcome, love, light, prosperity to each and every one of you. We're going to tap into the collective energy. If you haven't done so, okay, if you haven't done so, go ahead and share the live with at least a minimum of 5 friends. And the reason why I do that is because some of you guys came from a share, right? Some of you guys came from a share. So go ahead and share the live. Don't be a gatekeeper, right? Because I know y'all like to keep me to yourselves, but your girl is on the grind, okay? I'm building and restoring from nothing all over again, and that's okay, right? But that's what makes me resilient because I show up every single time. And that's where my soul tribe comes in. So go ahead, share the live. All right, whether you're meeting me today or you've been here before, all right, share, share, share. Make sure you guys are interacting with the live. I'm going to go ahead and tap into collective energy. If you're not familiar with what collective energy is basically just a general message that picks up on all of what's going on in the overall energy. So in most cases, the collective energy will be something that may resonate with you, right? There may be a certain situation that you may go through, right? And I bring perspective. That's how I feel like my readings come into play. I do spirit-led readings. I know a lot of people like to do questions and you guys fixing on certain questions, and I understand that, but I would like to use my gifts, right, and share what really you need to hear, not what you want to hear, what you need to hear, because I feel like that's just who I am. I'm blunt. I'm going to speak the truth, whether you like it or not, right? But I'm going to say it in a respectful tone. I have a way of getting my messages across. I have a way of sharing different perspectives or different insight, right? And that's thanks to not only my highest self, but that's also thanks to my spiritual team. That's thanks to my connection that I have with the divine source, and all that jazz. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and tap into collective energy. If you are ready for the message, go ahead and drop a sunflower in the chat. All right, let's go ahead and water the garden. I know that we haven't really been consistent with the days, but I am working on that schedule as we speak. So I will keep you guys informed on what the tap in times will be for me. Okay, you guys can also connect with me in private. If you have my number, just send me a message, okay? And we will tap in. All right, my loves. Holy Spirit, holy angels, divine truth, divine wisdom, divine counsel. We're going to tap in for the collective 2505. 2505 for the collective. I'll be trying to write the timestamps for you guys on YouTube. All right. Let's tap in. Holy Spirit, holy angels, divine truth, divine wisdom, divine counsel. When it comes to this beautiful collective, what is the general message? What is the focus? Where is the focus? What do we need to talk about? What is the general message for this collective spirit? Let's tap in. Let's tap in. Welcome, Indy. Welcome in. Love, light, prosperity to you. All right, we got the Queen of Air. So for a lot of you, there may be a lot going on. There may be a lot going on in your mental. All right, I feel like there's a lot that you're either conflicted about, right? With the owl here, you're somebody that's very wise. You're somebody that's very wise. You're somebody that is well spoken, okay? When you speak, you like turn heads. When you speak, you are somebody that is respected, right? Not just that, you are somebody that holds boundaries. You are somebody that speaks truth. But you are somebody that wants clarity too. And I feel like there's some sort of conflict here. You're trying to gain some sort of clarity, but it's like you're also fighting yourself in your head, right? The heart and the mind are not aligned. I feel that immensely. For a lot of you, there is a sense of when it comes to you and your goals, right? Your fears, your ambition, your drive, whatever it is that guides you, right? That pushes you. I feel like for a lot of you guys can even be like entrepreneurs. A lot of you guys can have your own businesses, right? But it's like you allow people to kind of get in your mind about what it is that you're doing in regards to your next journey, right? On your endeavor, whatever it may be, right? Because I see some of you guys may have businesses, right, that you may want to expand, or you may have different ideas of maneuvering things, and it's like you're allowing people to kind of misguide you, right? Like when you already know you're somebody that's wise. Like people come to you for advice, right? You are somebody that when it comes to your energy, you are somebody that like people respect your word, because you are somebody that's very knowledgeable, um, and I feel like you are allowing other people to get in the way of, or not really get in the way, right? I just feel like it's conflicting your mind, like you're overplaying what people are saying when that isn't the case at all. That's not your story. That's not your story. But with the queen of air, queen of swords here, and the two of water. Okay, so there could be a certain relationship here as well. I feel like some of you guys may be with the two of cups here. I feel like a lot of you guys are really thinking thoroughly, especially when it comes to like relationship dynamics. You guys are really thinking, are needing to think clearly, or are thinking clearly or seeing things clearly when it comes to relationships, partnerships. Right? Everybody's dynamic is different. Everyone's dynamic is different. You look at that, the temperance here. So I feel like what's coming in here for you guys, a lot of you guys have been really thinking about relationships, right? Or have been thinking about the relationship that you guys are currently in. And for some of you, it seems like it's been long and anticipated, or this could be a relationship that has been long, right? A long relationship. Because temptation is all about balance. The temptation. That's what it says, temptation. But I'm thinking as this card as the temperance card. Um, for a lot of you, there could be temptation surrounding certain relationships, but I feel like a lot of you guys are wise. A lot of you guys are really, really wise. Like you know how to handle the situation is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that loud and clear. A lot of you guys know how to handle the situation. It's like you're not falling for the bullshit anymore. You're not falling for things that used to, like, I'm hearing, I say this for a phrase all the time, but not everything that shimmers is gold, right? So it's like you're realizing that certain things, right? Certain factors, certain characteristics, certain key points aren't even irrelevant anymore, especially when it comes to relationships. A lot of you guys are really, really, really embodying the mind. Okay, I'm getting that heavy. A lot of you guys are very intellectual people with depth. Surface level isn't it for you. Surface level isn't it. So again, with temptation here and then relationships, it's like a lot of you guys are moving past, you know, the appearance. You guys are moving past, um, certain characteristics, certain looks, right? Some of you guys in the past would only date people who were tall. Some of you guys would only date certain people who were, you know, of a certain descent. Um, but I feel like now, like none of that even matters. I'm hearing that. I don't know whose energy I'm channeling, right? Because this is definitely collective energy. But I'm definitely seeing that you guys are a lot wiser, a lot matured, especially when it comes to relationship dynamics. Okay, you're not led on by what the world wants to see, or what the world wants to pretend. Because there's a lot of pretend in this world. And I was literally speaking earlier about how um, people tend to lose sight of reality because reality can be a bit painful for some people, right? The reality of life can be painful for certain people. Well, yeah, we have the page of cups, the page of water. So a lot of you guys are also really reflecting on or even nourishing that inner child, really stepping into that inner child energy, that childlike energy. um it's like there was because I'm looking at these two together, right? It's giving me like a younger version. It's definitely giving me like younger version. Like this is the child version of this woman. um and I definitely feel like there's that balance, like work play balance. I'm hearing that work play balance. um Blue is heavy here as well. So I feel like communication has been something that you've been really working on, especially when it comes to your emotions. I'm hearing, especially when it comes to your emotions, it's like you know how to communicate your needs. or you've learned to communicate your needs. I definitely feel like your inner child is definitely moving in this energy of feeling safe and secure, or will be working towards that. Yeah, with the Eight of Pentacles, I feel like there has been some delays. Okay, there have been some delays here when it comes to this collective, but I feel like these delays were key key components that needed to happen. Okay, with the Four of Wands here, I feel like those delays needed to happen in order for a new foundation to be solidified. I really do sense that this version of you collective, the collective that I'm picking up on, this version of you is going through another rebirth, right? Is going through another rebirth. And I feel like, yeah, it's been scary as hell getting here. Everything that you've endured, everything that you have come across on your journey, right? Since you were a little girl, a little boy, right? But I definitely do feel like everything needed to happen that way in order for you to learn the victories that you know now. And I definitely do pick up this energy of you being victorious. I feel like you finally connected some sort of, you connected something here. For some of you, you guys broke whatever generational curses were within your family. For some of you, I'm definitely getting that there is an energy of you guys really embodying yourself, your unique self, living in your unique, authentic self. I feel like for a lot of you, you guys hid that. You hid your truest self for a long time. Look at that. That's the truth with the Ace of Air. We have the Ace of Swords here. It's like now you're starting to see things for what they truly are. You're seeing breakthrough. You're seeing new communication coming in, new opportunities coming in, new beginnings coming in. All right? And these aren't just like everyday opportunities. These are like unique opportunities. Like one in 10 chances, right? 1 in 100. Like these aren't just things that come on a everyday basis, if that makes sense. um the journey that you've been on is literally bringing you into bringing this new fire within you. Like you're going from, I see lots of air, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. I also see water and fire. Okay, water and fire. I see all the elements here, but heavy on the water, air, and fire. Yeah, look, the Sun card. A lot of you guys are really about to transition into a whole new phase. All right, you're going from the Queen of Swords, right? Somebody that not only puts up boundaries, right? You stand up for what you believe in. You speak your truth. You don't tolerate bullshit from people. Like you keep it a stack, right? And by you doing this, you're literally about to tap into not just abundance, right? But the Sun card is the ultimate happy card. It's like it can't get any better than that, right? The Sun is total happiness within. The Sun can also signify pregnancy, right? If that's something that you're wanting to expand to, right? There are new beginnings here for you, collective. Whatever it is that you battled within yourself or battled with other people, because I feel like a lot of people too were kind of in competition with you, right? Always in competition with you. When you were just minding your business, you were just doing you. And a lot of that stuff is catching up to people, right? People like to keep up with the Joneses, and when you keep up with the Joneses, you end up looking retarded. You end up looking stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, people aren't meant to be, you're not meant to compete with other people. Like, yes, athletics, right? But I'm talking about, like, oh, I want a bigger house than this person, or I want a better job than this person. I want to make more money. Like, that's what I'm talking about. The five, so lots of fives. So a lot of you guys can be seeing fives, okay? I'm seeing lots of fives everywhere. So 555 can be significant for you guys. Um, but with the five of air here, I feel like a lot of you guys are really releasing and moving into this energy of I'm not sure why I got this. I don't know why I got a restriction. So weird. But a lot of you guys are moving into this energy of peace, right? Peace over conflict. You guys are choosing to be free than to be condemned. You're choosing freedom over everything. You're choosing truth over lies. You're choosing freedom. I'm getting that heavy. You're choosing freedom. Yeah, you're walking away from what no longer serves. And I feel like a lot of you guys are really receptive to the spiritual realm, all right, the spiritual help that you have right now. With the hermit, yeah. A lot of you guys are in solitude, really focused, really working on your next move. A lot of you guys, and look, I see keys. I see keys everywhere. You guys are locked in. Whatever it is that you're locked in on, I see you're locked in, collective. You are locked in. Let's see. Give me more on this collective. Give me more on this collective spirit. Why is the hermit here? Yeah, the Queen of Fire. So you're going from the Queen of Swords to the Queen of Fire. So air and fire, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy here. A lot of you guys are really going to be driving on complete desire, complete passion, whatever spark that drives you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting that heavy. Like, I'm getting heavy pedal to the metal. And again, we're about to approach the year of the horse, right? But it's the fire horse in Chinese astrology. So it makes sense. Again, there's an old you that is transforming and is transitioning into a newer version of yourself. But this version of yourself still remembers the past, right? And it's because of the past you are wise. And with that wisdom, now you're creating. You're creating new energy, creating new wisdom, creating new experiences. You're in this energy of creating, blossoming. Okay, the past, yes, has happened, but the past has also enabled you to receive knowledge on what it is that you do like and what you don't like. And I feel like that's very pivotal for you guys at this time, collective. Whatever transpired in the past, right? Whether you were a kid, whether you were a teen, whether you were an adult, a senior, wherever you find yourself, right? On this collective. Everything was meant to happen to shape you to the person and being that you are today. So use that passion, use that experience, use that knowledge that you have and create fire with it. Unlock endless opportunity. When I tell you there are abundance amount of opportunities here, collective, an abundant amount of opportunities. Just look at all the keys. Let's get three cards for this collective. 3 cards for this collective. All right, 3 cards for this collective. Three cards for this collective spirit. So, the final message that I'm getting for this collective is the tower moment has already happened. The tower moment has already occurred. All right, everything that was resisting change, anything that was up against you, it all came crashing down. All right. Whatever dishonesty, whatever lies, whatever conniving energy that you had surrounding you, okay, anybody who came off as an opportunist, anybody who stabbed you in the back, who denied you, anybody who broke your heart, right? Anybody who caused any sort of emotional pain or trauma to you, there's an ending to that. All right. There is a breakthrough. Okay. There's a definite breakthrough. So if that's all that you experienced up until this point, I feel like you've reached this point in your life where you're like, okay, I learned my lesson. All right. I value the experience. Now I want to encounter something different. I want to feel something different. I want to nurture something different. And I feel like at this point, you guys are literally taking action. You guys are moving in your own passion, what drives you. You're not really concerned about other people and in your past of who hurt you. Like, I really do feel like you are moving in a whole new direction. You're moving in a whole new light. You're I'm hearing changed address, right? I'm hearing um new circles, new friend groups, new hobbies, new new career, right? New car, new new furniture. Like, I'm just getting like feng shui energy. There's like a shift in energy that needed to happen here, right? In order for you to receive the breakthrough that you really want, the clarity that you want, right? Because it seems like there were a lot of people, places, and things that were getting in the way of you really tapping into your truest abundance, right? I feel like there were a lot of things that were either distracting you or disturbing, or causing um things to happen for you not to align with what is destined for you. And I've talked about this before, about how people come into your life and they try to destiny swap. They see they see the power that you have. They see the abilities that you have. They see the gifts that you have. And because they see that, right? And they want to switch, right? Like, for some of you, you guys tend to speak on certain things that you should keep in private to yourself, right? But because of the excitement, you tend to overshare certain things. You got to be careful with who you share information with, because people could literally destiny swap with you and take what is meant for you. All right. If you're not familiar with destiny swapping, definitely do your research on it. All right. But this is what I'm getting for this collective. Okay. I definitely feel like there's new. All right. Rebuilding, reestablishing. A lot of you guys are moving into rooms that you've never been in before. A lot of you guys are moving to states that you've never heard of before, right? But I'm hearing new. New has to happen. New structure, new stability, new foundation. I'm hearing all of these things are coming, and they're coming with reason, right? Because you are meant to grow from your current situation. You are meant to grow from your certain place. You are meant to evolve. That's what you're meant to do. And sometimes spirit needs to push you because of your fear, right? You fear the change, you fear the move, and because of that, things don't come into fruition. And spirit is like, nope, this is gonna happen. We're going to force it to happen because you didn't take measures into your hand. Sometimes things have to happen drastically in order for you to see the final result. Sometimes you need to be pushed off that tree, right, in order for you to be like, oh, you know what, okay, that hurt, and I don't want to continue to proceed, right? But we can be hard-headed sometimes, and we can take a couple falls and not know how to get back up, right? But that's the irony in things, right? Life is gonna hand you lemons, right? And they're sour as hell, but you can also make some sweet lemonade out of it, right? So what you choose to do with your life situations is solely up to you. You guys picking up what I'm putting down? But I definitely do feel like a lot of you guys are locked in. Whatever it is that you're doing, you're locked in. You're going from the Queen of Swords to the Queen of Fire. You're going from somebody who means business. When you say something, you mean it. All right. When you set that boundary, you set the tone. I feel like for a lot of y'all elevated, you rose, right, the bar. Cause bare minimum don't work. Bare minimum doesn't reach your level. And I feel that wholeheartedly. I definitely sense a heavy presence of elevating. A lot of you guys are leaving old things, old behaviors, old patterns, old people, old places. Um, I'm hearing like a whole new timeline. You guys are entering into a whole new timeline. Yeah, it's gonna be scary, but it's gonna be well worth it. This is something that you were asking for, whether you prayed for it or not, right? But this is something that you asked for. All right, you asked for this clarity, you asked for this change, you asked for new because you were tired. And I feel like you finally learned the lesson. You're like, you know what? Yeah, I'm good on this. I don't want to do this no more. I want better. I want to do better. And because I want to do better, I'm going to shift my perspective. I'm going to shift my direction, and my direction is going to be completely new. I may not know what's over here on this territory, right? I may not know who that person is, right? But guess what? That person didn't hurt you. And that territory, you've never been in that territory before. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't sell yourself short because of fear, Go ahead, take that leap of faith. Let's get a life lesson. Life lesson for this collective spirit. Because I feel like new is coming in. All All right. New friendships, new establishments, new doctors. All right. New jobs, new bosses, new businesses. I'm also hearing new planes. Like, we ain't doing no Spirit no more. We doing American. I don't know who said that, but I felt that energy. It's fair. Life lesson for this collective. Nah, for real. We ain't doing no more Spirit. We doing American. Spirit. Look, overthinking will ruin you. Literally, I was saying this in the beginning of the live. With the Queen of Swords, right? Um, Overthinking, overanalyzing, um, replaying things, you know what I'm saying? A lot of that does take a toll. Look, God has a plan for you. God has a plan for you. You see what I'm talking about? Legit, I'm always overthinking, girl. Let's see what else for this collective. I hope you're doing well, Brandy. My live's been shadow banned, and it gets like that every time I'm off for a couple days. It does that. Like energies attract like energies. Don't settle for nothing less than your match. Hello. Hello, excuse me. Isn't that what I've been saying? This is just confirmation. Like energies attract like energies. Don't settle for nothing less than your match. All right. So, yeah, you are going into a new direction. Yeah, you're going into new goals. Yeah, you're going to new places that you've never been before. Yeah, you're talking to people that you've never met before. But at the end of the day, it's something new and it needs to be experienced, right? Because for the longest, you've been doing the same thing. You've been hanging out with the same cliques and you ain't getting nowhere, right? Just mere distractions. So, again, if you weren't going to do it, then God was going to do it. All right. If you wasn't going to do it, then God was going to make sure that you did it. All right. This is the type of energy we on now, right? Like energies attract like energies. Don't settle for nothing less than your match. Period. It says your self-love must be stronger than your desire to be loved. And last but not least, not everything in your brain needs to come out your mouth. Ooh. Not everything in your brain needs to come out your mouth. So I feel like this collective is moving wise. All right, y'all moving into a new energy. Y'all moving into new opportunities. You guys are embracing new experiences, new people, new events. It's new. All right. So don't allow your mind to be the stampede over your dreams. All right. Don't allow your mind to crowd your judgment. Don't allow your mind to keep you away from your goals. Allow the Most High to dictate, right? Align yourself with people that are like-minded. Align yourself with your match. Don't settle yourself for less, right? Don't keep bringing your frequency low to meet other people where they're at. You need to understand that your love for yourself means more than loving anybody or being loved by anybody. Because at the end of the day, right, If you don't have the capability of loving yourself and tending to yourself, then there's no way that you can do it for anybody else. And you would never know what it's like to truly receive that type of love if you don't figure it out for yourself. All right? And be mindful of what it is that your thoughts are producing out into the universe, because that could be the very thing that is literally hindering you from tapping into your highest potential. Okay? That's what I have for you, collective. I'm going to release that energy. Okay? 10:10 on the clock. 10:10 on the clock. Thank you, Spirit, for this beautiful message that you have aligned me with for this collective. I ask that you please release the collective energy as we now tap in. As we have now tapped in vibrationally, I release the energy. I call back all my power because it belongs to me. We give all thanks and gratitude. We release everything that doesn't belong. Cover and shield me, protect me, Spirit. Bless those. May they receive their message, whether it's now on the live or on the FYP, or if they receive it on the recent playback, on the replay. We give all thanks and gratitude. Ashe to the ancestors. Ashe, motive being. If you guys missed the collective, I will be posting it on YouTube. Okay, you guys can check it out. If this collective resonated with you, put a number 1 in the chat. All right, I am going to open up the list if anybody would like to join. The list is open. I don't have anybody on the list. If you would like to do a spiritual tap-in, if you would like to book a reading, whatever the case may be, let me know down below. I am going to do my best to come on at this time. I feel like that was like my normal time when I was streaming, between 9 to 11, maybe 1, 3 o'clock. It just really depends. But you guys let me know what time frame works for you guys. I'm trying to figure that out. I've come on late night. I've come on early in the morning. I've come on midday. I've come on during dinner. I'm still not sure which time frame to go with. So if there is a particular time that you guys think, go ahead and comment down below. Even if it's on the replay, that way we can work out. Some time schedules. But I'm gonna go ahead and release y'all. I will do my best to try to jump back on later, maybe around 11:30, maybe. If not, it'll be tomorrow because I kind of had a long day today as well. But I am glad that I was able to come on and do the collective for you guys. If you guys want to connect with me outside of the app, you guys can just send me a DM, okay? Love, light, prosperity to each and every one of you. I will see you guys on the next one, okay?